It's not supposed to rain in California.
I've never planned for this. Eventually.
All I do is adore you all of the time. I like to.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. This one is about the Porsche, which is why we're taking it for a cruise.
Yeah, this one's on our favorite project.
Yeah, we're gonna get all the things we need to sand it and do the little minor bodywork issues that it has going on, and get it in the garage and get it prepped for paint.
Basically, the first thing we're gonna do is probably all we're gonna get done today is sand it, and the paint is in good enough condition where we don't have to go down to bare metal. We're just gonna spray over the existing gold. We're gonna make it gold, and then we'll probably wrap it a different color. Alright, so the car is in the garage, and hopefully by the time that it leaves, it will not look like a, I don't want to say piece of junk, but that's what I mean. So, wings got to come off. These bumperettes that you guys love so much are going to come off and may not go back on. That's up in the air. We don't really have access to the European ones, unfortunately. We couldn't find them for less than $1 billion, so... Yeah. There's that. Wheels can come off, they can go on stands, but we're not going to do that because we don't know if we're going to need to move it around yet. I'm going to call... What?
So we definitely will.
What, need to move it?
If we're going to paint it, we got to do like plastic and everything after that, so it's going to need to roll out of here at least once before it actually gets sprayed.
For those of you who want to do a paint job yourself, we want to make this video a little bit educational. You want to remove glass. And if your windshield's still good and you're not replacing it, our local glass guy takes off windshields and glass and installs them for like 40 bucks. So as long as you're not replacing the glass itself.
Depending on the car, some are trickier than others, but
the Datsun has the same style, which is this. It's got like this metal lip around the outside. Ours was painted poorly, and that's why it looks like this. The Datsun has the same deal. Those are usually the most tricky to do, and it still only costs like 40 bucks. So you definitely want to remove the glass to get the paint under there. And everything else, we're just going to remove as much as we can and then tape the rest. Oh, yeah, this looks like garbage.
This is like the worst gasket ever.
Oh yeah, it's also a California car, so although it is rust-free, everything likes to dry out and then ends up looking like this.
There's so many breaks in this gasket.
It still seals, but it looks like shit. And fans of the red fender, sorry, but we're not fans of the red fender.
That's going away.
So because this ass just looks so good right now, I think that we're going to fill in all of these holes and leave all this rubber stuff off. And that's going to be the cheapest way to make this look a little bit more modern, a little less 80s. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, it looks sweet. So we finally just got this thing off, and it took literally an entire hour because you need to take the entire front bumper off to get this thing off. It's only held on there by a million screws, but the bumper's in the way.
So, I mean, at this point, I mean, if we wanted to take the mirrors off and the door handles, and like all that trim and stuff, we gotta take the interior panels apart. Now, this paint isn't in terrible condition, so we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna tape really carefully around those because the paint that's under it is actually in really good condition, and we're doing the same color, so we're not gonna get some funky, you know, paint lines or anything like that. But all the rubbers that was easy to remove is in a box over here, and at this point, we're basically ready to start sanding it. All that's really wrong with the paint is that the clear coat kind of started oxidizing and coming off and stuff like that. So, and that wing is in bad condition, but
yeah, and then there's like a tiny little dent in the back, and then the imperfection on the hood.
You could see it at this angle right there. Boom, little dent. Once it's sanded. And you know, I forget whether you're supposed to primer it before or after you do the body filler, but just a little bit of body filler right there and right here. Not a whole lot. This car has 0 rust, as it is in California, and a lot of these panels aren't steel. I forget what this is, aluminum or some shit, but they don't rust. And what does rust is very little. Right here is one of the parts that we'll have to get down to metal, but shouldn't be too hard.
No, compared to the Datsun, this is going to be cake.
The big mistake that people make is assuming that they know how to paint things. And even though we've painted a lot of things, we still don't know shit. So if you have a good paint shop locally, like we do, don't be afraid to ask the people who work there or the owner exactly what paint to use and exactly what primer to use. If you can, bring the car down there and they'll look at it and they'll tell you the products that you need that will work together. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen on YouTube or in person that people put down a primer that isn't compatible with the top coat and you get, you know, bubbling, or they
completely ruin your entire paint job, and it's way harder to correct.
Yeah, they'll go as far as to tell you, you know, the weather that you should paint the car in and the conditions that it needs to be in. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask professionals. You can do these things by yourself, but it's good to get help sometimes. So basically, we're just taping off all the stuff.
Yeah, all the rubber stuff that would get ruined with sanding. We're also going to hand sand near all these things to make sure that we don't screw anything up.
This car's going to look so good.
If it doesn't, we're going to wrap it anyway.
Yeah, basically, the big motivator for this is just being able to get rid of all of the rock chips and pitting, so the wrap will come out extra juicy.
Yeah.
But I have no doubt that our paint job will look good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is the next day, and today we have a lot to get done. We're going to do much of it off camera because it's just sanding, and it's the same old thing. Basically, you take 220 grit, and then if there's any rock chips or anything like that, you smooth the edges, and then we'll go over the glazing putty and stuff like that. In addition to that, we've gone ahead and removed the rear bumper. Not gonna lie, it looks kind of cool this way. If it wasn't for these shocks, which we could easily remove, I don't know, that'll definitely get us pulled over a lot. It would look a lot cool if it was twin turbo, but it still looks cool, and maybe we'll do something interesting with the rear bumper. So like I said, get your 220, and you want to be careful along body lines like this because that's going to sand quicker than a flat surface. And we've already done this area. It's nice and smooth. Any significant rock chips you pay a little bit more attention to with the 220, and then there's a glazing putty that you put over it, and that's that. So we're gonna do the whole car today. So the next video, hopefully it'll be all ready and prepped for painting. We'll throw a little bit more prep in there, and then we're gonna paint this. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this one. We got some pretty significant progress done. We got most of the rubber off, we got the front and rear bumpers off, and we're just gonna tape everything else. We should be able to paint this next time.
Yeah, there's not really much more to do with this thing other than like 10 hours of sanding, so we should have it good to go by the end of the week. I don't really see anything potentially getting in the way of that, and then it's good to get sprayed next week.
If you guys are unfamiliar with our channel, we give away products from BoostedShades.com every single video. Devin's going to go ahead and pick a winner for this video's giveaway. If you guys want to win, all you got to do is like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Sometimes we ask you guys stuff, sometimes we don't. We do pretty much every time though. You guys should like, subscribe, and share anyway, because we're almost at 10,000 subs and just about 300 away or something like that. So let's get there. We'd really appreciate that.
This video's winner is Kevin Rutherford.
Okay, you can hit us up at Teamboosted at boostedshades.com or through any of our social media platforms. We'll get back to you and ship you your prize. I just explained how to win. Like I just said, we ask you guys stuff pretty much every single time. It's been a long time since we just let you comment whatever you want, so just go ahead and do that, and you're eligible to win. So like, subscribe, comment, and that's that for this one.
Yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
I'd like to love you, if I may.